And we're back and going to jump in basically the middle of this action as we've got iReedMinds up against Beylac. They're resolving mulligans right now, so we'll tell them to go ahead and get this game going. Not sure what the score is in this match at the moment, but we've got iReedMinds on Chalice control up against Beylac, who's on Argenport midrange. So Beylac... Not the Argenport midrange we saw that took down the ETS yesterday. This is not featuring anything like the harsh rules we saw yesterday. Instead, going with a Bartolo build that has the Lethrai falchions, things like that. So a bit more aggressively tilted this time around from this Argenport deck than the one we saw yesterday. While on iReedMinds' side, this is a there isn't really a stock Chalice list anymore. Everybody's got their own take on it, but nothing too spicy about this one either. You've got your Archive Curator, your Kothon, Temple Scribes, and Amber Acolytes. Nothing like the Skyward Seer take we saw on Chalice yesterday or something like that. Just a real straightforward Chalice list. So once the players get the go-ahead, we'll be getting into the action. We don't have a hand cam for Beylac, so we'll just have to speculate and just go on the action from iReedMinds' perspective, and that can be fun too, so I don't mind that at all. All right, and I just got word iReedMinds is up 1-0 in this match, so we are on game 2 with, I'm just going to shorten it to Reed. Reed being up a game right now. So, developing power, Beylac opening on double justice and using a depleted Emerald Monument there for a power. We'll see if Beylac can find some shadow source. There it is, and down comes Bartolo the Seducer. iReedMinds was planning on getting a 1-for-1 removal with Bart. It's not going to happen. The 2-2 unblockable Aegis means this 2-1 can't block it yet. This Scorpion Wasp can't do it either. Dodges Island's choice and survives Harsh Rule. So this is a bit of a troublesome card for Chalice. It's not easy for Chalice to pop Aegis, but Desert Marshal certainly does good work with that. So Reed could opt to, if he's scared of this Bart right now, could Marshal plus Permafrost it right away. I would maybe wait and see if it got a weapon on it first to commit this kind of resources to it. Your opponent's playing for Lethrai Falchions, and honestly, at 23 health, you could take a hit from that. It's like Beylac, sided in for protects. So iReed got to protect out of hand, and that's actually a pretty nice thing to know. Does not suit up the Bart. Probably less interested in doing that now that Beylac doesn't have the protection for Bart. But nothing else from Beylac. 4 power, no plays. Beylac is playing 4 Inquisitor Mokdo, 4 Umbran Reaper. Might just have a lot of those sitting in hand right now. We'll just wait and see as iReedMinds develops power some more by playing the Amber Acolyte and just setting up future plays. This Shadow Temp is not doing anything impactful anytime soon, but still good to know you have it. So Beylac just plays out a 3/3 Argenport Instigator, but it is the biggest unit on this board. You don't see that very often coming off of turn 5. And iReed's got to decide if he's got more time to develop his hand. It's like, yeah, he wants to hold up both Island's Choice and Wisdom here. Could have Wisdom first and tried to find an undepleted power, but instead deciding that's not really worth it. I'll just play this depleted power and hold up either the card draw or the removal here, depending on what my opponent does. And it looks like Beylac, for now, is just keeping this Bartolo out of Island's Choice range, swinging with it as a 2/2 unblockable. It's going to come in with the 3/3 as well. And iReed could Wasp, and it looks like will Wasp this 3/3 rather than draw cards. You can always draw cards later, instead just looking to take as little damage as possible right now. So, trades the Wasp. Beylac continues to do nothing. Just passes the turn. This 8-turn clock of Bart isn't quite enough, but clearly it's got some other things in store at some point. I've got to think if I'm from... Wow, iReedMinds boarded in 8 of the Huru for this matchup. That is a sideboard card. It was not in his main deck, so he decided this is a matchup he could slow down enough that he wanted 8 of the Huru and brought it in. So there you have it. Certainly not going to have an impact anytime soon, though, as he's 5 power away from casting the card. Of course, Channel the Tempest will give him plenty of card draw to get there eventually, and Beylac's not putting him under a ton of pressure. He's certainly under pressure, as this 2 damage is adding up turn by turn, but it could be certainly worse for iReedMinds. All right, so a Combre Healer shows up, and thinking, okay, he's going to swing now. These units can't block Bart anyways, so might as well attack. And then I'm thinking a Channel the Tempest is going to get pointed at Bartolo. No, it looks like he just wants to race the Bart here by just playing out the 2/5 and leaving up Island's Choice. Just wants to leave up Island's Choice just in case Beylac puts a weapon on Bart, he can immediately kill it. So Beylac continues to just beat down with Bart, but is losing this race. Needs to get something else to change it. And a second Bart, certainly annoying for Reed here, as again, it has an Aegis. Reed might be debating about pointing this Channel of the Tempest at face to finish this off. That's actually what looks to be going on here. But did play out that depleted power, so still kind of hedging towards trying to cast this 8 of the Huru at some point as well, because Reed could have held that depleted power. These pauses from Beylac, though, are telling. Beylac has no Finest Hours in their deck, so that means that pause is protected. So Reed, if I'm sure has been paying attention, knows Beylac at least has one protected hand. So banking on this Channel to finish something off here isn't exactly a reliable strat right now, as Beylac is holding up Protect every single turn, and that's just going to be a thorn in Reed's side right now. So, yeah, Reed could try and pull the trigger on a Harsh Rule here, and all that's going to do is let Beylac have 2 units still alive and kill 2 of Reed's units. Its other option is just to Channel to force the Protect out and at least draw some more cards and maybe find a Permafrost off it. I think if I'm Reed, that's my best bet right now. Is Beylac is clearly playing around all of your removal. You have to respect the swinging with a 2/1 here into a 3/3, but keeping the other unit back. I'm not sure what the reasoning on this attack is, what Reed is trying to bluff here with it. Yeah, like if you're going to swing with one, I imagine you just swing with both. But again, if Reed's trying to hold up Island's Choice, but you know your opponent's not going to commit a weapon on any unit until they can hold up Protect as well, it just doesn't seem like a winning strategy when you're already behind on board. So this is a tough spot for Reed. Yeah, and now he's going to Channel. Yeah, I'm not sure I like the ordering of all of this. Oh, he's just going to use Channel on that Bart to get the Aegis out. I feel like you need to get the Protect out of their hand and force it by taking out one of the other units. But Beylac, honestly, even if you point a Channel at like the 3/3 flyer, Beylac might not even use Protect in that scenario because he's fine with that unit dying. Yeah. So, all right, Reed finds some good cards here. Nothing castable, but still some good cards. Gets up to 10 power, sees this pause again. I guess if Reed had connected with both 2/1s, if for some reason Beylac didn't block, that Channel could have been lethal. But yeah, so that was a good reason to swing there. Again, the 2/1 and the 2/2 can't block anything. And yeah, Beylac's just bashing in. Here comes 7 damage. But Reed has enough power that he can both Harsh Rule and then also follow up with a unit. So has a decent shot at stabilizing here. Although a Protect on one of the Barts plus a weapon could end up leaving him dead. So although on 11 power, Harsh Rule Plus, yeah. This looks like a good spot for. Again, Beylac still has a ton of action in hand, but he's getting his opponent down to 7, and will be able to hold up. Will be able to both play a 3-drop and hold up Island's Choice here, or hold up Wasp plus Choice. We'll see what he decides to do. Wasp can't block Bart, but Combrei Healer can crucially pop future Aegises, which is also an important feature. We'll see what he decides to do. I think I like just playing the healer here, though. Gives you some counter pressure, bumps up your life total a bit more. And again, you can still hold up Island's Choice here, which is nice. So iReedMinds holding on. Beylac finally finds that 5th power. So if he's got any Mokdos or Umbran Reapers in hand, they are now castable. And with iReed at 7, if Beylac just swings with a Bart for 2 and plays down Umbran Reaper, that Umbran Reaper is lethal if it dies until it gets silenced. So we'll see what Beylac opts to do here. If he commits a weapon to Bart, it's not even going to put it into lethal range, and it just exposes the Island's Choice. So again, I don't have a view of Beylac's hand. I'm just speculating based on his game's gone so far. But yeah, we see the Bart come in for 2, and I would not be shocked at all to see an Umbran Reaper be the follow-up here. Beylac still debating here about whether or not he wants to suit up this Bart with something. Beylac is playing 4 Lethrai Falchions in the deck. No other weapons. They may have even taken those out. I'm not sure. Falchion on Bart is powerful, though. I think that core part of the deck doesn't really change in this matchup. But yeah, clear Beylac's got a lot of decisions now that he's hit 5 power. That's for sure. Nothing in Beylac's deck costs more than 5. It is just that top end of 4 Reapers, 4 Moktos. Crucially, that 5th power was a 3rd Shadow. So every card in Beylac's deck is now. And clearly he's trying to think about everything, or they're trying to think about everything here. This turn is taking quite a bit of time, but as you have more options, it takes more thought to figure out which one is truly the best. It goes with an Auric Runehammer. That's peculiar, considering Reed has a 2/5 in play. I'm not sure what just happened there. Didn't swing with the Bart either. So, okay, I think Beylac is trying to set up a clear the path for an Auric Runehammer kill or something? I'm not sure. What's his removal for the 2/5 anyways? Huh. I almost want to say that was a misclick or something. I don't know what's in Beylac's hand. He is playing Vera's favor. All right, there's an Umbran Reaper, but now Umbran Reaper's not lethal because he didn't swing with Bart. I am not sure what happened there, but whatever happened, Reed's got a chance at winning this game still, as Beylac is at 8. So maybe Beylac was concerned himself about dying and not about killing Reed. That may have been why he played the hammer. Was he just wanted, 1 extra health? Peculiar. I don't know why you would play hammer over a Reaper or a Mokdo in that situation. Maybe not realizing Combrei Healer was a 2/5. Really, I'm not sure what happened. But regardless, we are still playing this game. Reed jams the A space, just accepting that this Reaper will die and do 5 to him. We'll see what Beylac ends up blocking. Does Beylac want to block the most damage possible with the Sandstorm Titan, or does he actually want to trade a unit with either the Deadly Wasp or the 2/5 healer? And it looks like he opts to just absorb as much damage as possible, go up to 10 life, and iReed will get that 11th power now and get to hold up Island's Choice. And this is not looking good for Beylac, but again, another Umbran Reaper here could still get the job done, except for that whole Eight of the Huru part, where Eight of the Huru stuns all your opponent's units, doesn't kill them in any way. Sabotage, though, and that will almost certainly rip 8 out, unless I don't know what Beylac would. I don't know how Beylac could justify taking an island choice at this point, no matter what's in his hand. So, yep, takes the Eight of the Huru out of iReed's hand. iReed has a good laugh about it. And what is Beylac's follow-up now? Beylac is in the tank again. Oof. Again, we do not know what's in Beylac's hand, so it's hard to speculate exactly what could be coming out here. It doesn't look like they've got access to an extra power, though, so we're not going to be seeing anything like an Umbran Reaper or a Mokto here. Beylac is playing things like Impending Doom and Steward of the Past, Valkyrie Enforcer, more Bart, Slays, Vanquish, Annihilates, although some number of those have probably been cut in this matchup as well. But again, Beylac was stuck on 4 for a very long time and was doing nothing on 4 for a very long time. And it's looking like they may end up dying with 4 or 5 cards in hand because of it. All right, a Steward of the Past comes down. That's a 3/5 deadly, so trades with Titan or eats any of the other 2 attack units. And now Reed deciding whether or not he wants an ace space. Again, Reed is at 2. It's a second Umbran Reaper essentially at any point will be the death of him until he finds some more life gain via a Lumen Defender, which he plays 2 of main deck, 2 in the side. Who knows how many are still in the deck at this point. But it looks like, yeah, Reed will press the ace space, realizing that the clock is ticking. And Beylac's got to decide how he wants to block here. Does he trade with the Titan? No, this time opts to go pretty low and instead eat the Combrei Healer, let the Steward live for another day. And here we go. Does Beylac have another Umbran Reaper? Has a Vanquish, and that'll clear out the Titan and give Beylac lethal. The 3 attack coming in will take out the 2 life of iReed, and iReed scoops it up. So we're going to go to game 3. It looks like, iReed cut down on chalices for that game too, but deciding, you know what, I need to go back there, get those Titans out. All that's doing is, if my opponent's keeping in Vanquish, why do I want to keep in Titans? That's just not where I want to be. I think iReed was anticipating his opponent taking out the Vanquishes, which is a good reason to bring in Titan against cards like Impending Doom and Mokto, but Beylac kind of seeing through that, or trying, who knows, maybe only Beylac kept in 1 Vanquish or cut the Annihilates, who knows. But either way, iReed not a fan of the Titan plan and decides to swap back out into the grind this with Chalice plan. So here we go, game 3, the decider. And iReed's got a 2-drop and a 3-drop and good fixing, so he's got to be pretty happy about that. And Channel of the Tempest is certainly a form of flood prevention, although, and same with Kothon. So really, iReed isn't going to have too many bad draws here. The length of the first 2 games, though, means we might be going to time. I don't know the exact amount of time left on the clock for this round, but that is going to be an issue. So we'll address that if it comes up, but we'll see if this game ends up being pretty quick. The players did receive a 5-minute extension, but I'll get word from the TO as far as how much time we actually have left before this match is over. Beylac jamming in for 3 here because it is bigger than a 2/3. So Arch Report Instigator drawing first blood. And will we see a Bart here? That's the question. Yep, there's Bart. So Beylac's got a fast start here. 3/3 into a 2/2 unblockable. And yeah, I just got word the round is over at 1 p.m. Eastern on the dot for these players. So that, in my time, is 5 more minutes. They've got basically 5 more minutes here, which is honestly, plenty of time for a game of Eternal. Maybe not plenty of time for a post-board Argenport versus Chalice control game, but we'll have to wait and see as, that Argenport Instigator gets met with a Wasp, and Beylac follows up with just a Varus Favor. Ooh, okay. Not exactly what you want to see as your turn 4 play out of the supposedly aggressive deck. In the meantime, iReedMinds has only drawn power this game, so if this Kothon survives, he can ultimate it next turn and then channel 2 turns later, but I think he would have liked to have had something to do on turn 5 then. So right now, there's still 5 minutes left in the rounds, and for those that aren't aware, tiebreak rules in the tournament are basically the same, or exactly the same, as tiebreak rules in Eternal on ladder. So if this game does go to time, whoever has the least health, that's the first tiebreaker. The least health loses. Then, or I guess the highest life total wins if you want to go that way. But it's looking like Bart might end it before that anyway. We've still got 4 minutes to go, and Bart's got a falchion on, and iReed finds a unit, and that can't block Bart. And Bart is a 2-turn clock, and iReed is not going to have a way to deal with it as Sabotage takes out Channel. And yeah, we're going to scoop it up here. So while the clock was ticking, there was a bigger clock in play as Bart does what he does against an anemic draw from iReed and takes the match. Beylac gets the match 2-1 there. So almost went to time, but not quite, as the aggressive Argenport deck pulled through there in the final round. So with that, clearly we do not have any more backup matches. That was the final match. So we'll be getting the next round ready in just a moment. We'll take a quick break and enjoy the actual, factual, real music. And we'll be back with more Eternal action in this last chance qualifier in just a few moments.